Your thumbnail is everything. If your thumbnail isn't great, then the rest of your work will be wasted. Imagine spending $50,000 to renovate the inside of a shack. It doesn't matter how great it is on the inside of your thumbnail if your thumbnail doesn't draw them in. I challenge you to look up other successful posts as well as other successful channels. Look at how they put their thumbnails together and copycat until you get the hang of it. Imitating sometimes is the best way to learn. Then come up with your own tricks. Alright, so removing the background is very essential to making great thumbnails, as you will see. And one of the best programs to use out there is Adobe Express, which is free and very simple to use. Let's take a look at how we do this. Alright, so we're going to create this thumbnail right here with a picture of Jay-Z and two pictures of Biggie Smalls. And we're going to have a message on the bottom of it saying who quoted Big the most. Probably should have said Biggie, but it's just for this tutorial, so it's okay. So of course, the first thing you want to do is browse onto our best friend when it comes to making thumbnails, which is Google Images, which is free to use, of course, my favorite word. And you just want to enter Jay-Z in the search engine or whoever you're looking for at the time. When you're searching for your images, guys, please take your time. I recommend doing your thumbnail before you do your work and taking as much time as possible. You don't have to. The reason why I recommend it is, think of it this way: your thumbnail is the first thing that people see, and it's actually the most important thing that draws people in. So you want to take just as much time on your thumbnail as you do your actual video itself. Always remember that you have a lot of great competition out there, so you want to work as hard as you can to make sure that you stand out. Also, make sure that you pick subjects that are already isolated as much as possible. Like, say if you wanted a picture of Jay-Z, but he was in a group of people, then the program is not going to know exactly which one that you want to isolate. So it may end up taking 2 or 3 people with it. You understand what I'm saying? So try to show pictures with your subject as isolated as much as possible. And again, take your time. If you guys get the message file not supported, what you have is a web JPG. What you can do is convert that into a regular JPG in your photo editor or your video editor. I may do a separate video. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to do a separate video on how to convert those. But it's not hard. You just load it up and then re-export it out as a regular JPG. Alright, once you load up the program, you're going to push the Get Adobe Express Free button. And then you'll just push the Custom Size button. And then you can just drag your subject in. Very simple. Take your mouse, put it on the subject. If it's small, you want to enlarge it a little bit, okay? Make sure that it's of a decent size. Take your mouse, click your subject, push remove background, and voila, your background is then removed. Now, what you're gonna do then is push the check mark at the top right. Then you're gonna push download. Now, it's very important when you push download to go down to PNG with transparent background. If you don't switch it to transparent background, then your background will be white, and then you've just defeated your purpose of removing the background. And you can repeat those steps for each and every one of your subjects, of course. Okay, so I'm gonna go over to my video editor, which is Adobe Premiere Pro. You guys may be using a photo editor, video editor. It's all good, man, whatever works for you. Okay, so we're gonna add our color mat to use for our background. And if you don't know how to create a color mat, don't worry about it. I'll get a video for that for you. The best color mats to use, and you can use a variety of backgrounds, whether there's pictures, and I'm gonna have a whole bunch of different tutorials for different backgrounds that you can use in separate advanced tutorials for thumbnails. But as for the purposes of this one and using the color mat, whenever you use a color mat for a thumbnail, try to pick pastel colors. Whatever color you guys choose is just fine. I'm gonna go with the pastel blue, but as you can look at this, pastel colors will allow your subject to be highlighted better. All right, so you can position your subjects any way that you would like. I recommend that you guys always check out other successful channels and posts and see the way they're placing their subjects. Kind of imitate and copy until you get the hang of it. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm just going to do a basic one in the middle, one on the left, one on the right, which you can never go wrong with that, guys. Simplicity is everything when it comes to thumbnails. Do not try to get too creative and confuse your audience. You want your audience to have clear, concise thumbnails. You want them to be able to recognize that it's your channel. So never be afraid to be simple. The more simpler, the better. Okay, so now that I have everything placed as far as the visuals, I'm gonna add a message. You don't have to add a message, but I do recommend it. If you think about it, it's just an extra line of wording to come up with another catchphrase to bring your audience in. Use every resource that you have. It's very important. But just keep experimenting and learning from your failures. And once you get the hang of it, you'll know when and when not to put a message. Alright, so my thumbnail is finished and I'm very happy with what I created. I hope that you're happy with what you created as well. Remember, it doesn't have to look exactly like mine. Look at you, man. You got another notch under your belt, alright? You just learned how to make basic thumbnails. There will be more advanced tutorials for other thumbnails. Let's get creative as possible, man. Let's make this money, alright? You guys are definitely on your way, man. I promise you. I hope you guys are hitting that like and subscribe button so you can stick with us, and we got plenty more videos on the way. All right, this is Kev, Life is Lyrical. Y'all have a great day, man. See you in the next video.